We got him in the cage. Let's make this one. Let's get this one going.
Ladies and gentlemen, your opening contest, brought to you by OnlyFans, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series at a catchweight of 130 pounds. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Main Street MMA. He stands 5 feet 4 inches tall, and he weighed in at 131.8 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, by way of Livingston, Louisiana, he holds an amateur record of 2 wins, 1 loss. Here is Brett Leprechaun Kelley.
Always exciting to see a red-haired guy fighting.
And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, representing the War Training Center. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 4 inches tall, and he weighed in at 130 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, today he seeks his first amateur win. This is Chris Gonzalez. Your referee in charge of the action, Professor Joe Solis.
All right, and this fight is underway. We got Kelley in the black tie shorts with the blue gloves, and Gonzalez in the compression shorts with the red gloves. Guys are getting started early.
We have 2 gentlemen here that enjoy to strike mostly for their style, so it'll be interesting to see how they establish their range.
You know, it's the 2nd time Kelley's gone in for this takedown. Looks like getting this fight to the ground was a priority of his early on. Nice frame there from Gonzalez. It was good Kelley didn't accept bottom position in that exchange.
Kelley is forward. He is really trying to snatch up that underhook and get that tight game started. Gonzalez is doing good by keeping space.
Nice. Good right hand there from Gonzalez. Notice Gonzalez using more of a boxing arsenal. Kelley mixing it up, you know, throwing kicks, switching a stance, taking shots.
But Gonzalez is doing a very good job staying forward and keeping his hands up.
Yeah, good pressure. Fundamentals wins fights.
It looks like Kelley needs to get a little more zeroed in on maybe establishing his jab. But other than that, he is in the game.
Yeah, he's throwing the bigger shots. Not quite landing as clean as Gonzalez's are, but we're off to a fast pace.
I know that Gonzalez is here fighting for his family. He told me that he really wants to shine in front of his son and stepson tonight. So it's always a great motivation for a fighter when your family's watching.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, local MMA fights can be awesome and brutal at the same time. When you win, you're the man, you sold all the tickets, but when you lose, it's just not as fun. You know, you sell tickets to your own funeral sometimes, but, you know, the thrill of victory is worth the potential agony of defeat. So it always makes the sport so awesome and entertaining.
That's true. Anytime I fight, doesn't matter win, lose, or draw, have a good time. Obviously, the winning is the addicting part.
Absolutely. Nice right hand there earlier from Gonzalez. That was a nice little single leg to a trip there from Kelley. Full side control.
Looks like the pressure is good from Kelley. He's a nice base. I'd like to see Gonzalez framing on the bottom. Using that cage to flip
Nice,
over.
yeah, that was slick, and he's that left side underhook.
Kelley's peppering these shots in. Ooh, he's looking for a trip as well on the cage.
Well, Kimura attempt from Gonzalez. Used it to kind of square up. See, that get up from Gonzalez was perfectly timed. If he had stayed on bottom for this round, he would have lost this round. But now he's back on his feet. You know, it's still it could be anyone's round. I mean, that's a pretty heavy. Oh man, I was gonna say that's a coin flip of a round, but the get up from Gonzalez and that big right hand honestly may have given him that tied turn right there. I'd still say a very even, close round. Neither team can be super confident they won it, but I mean, that was a great finish.
It was a very, very close round. You know what I really liked about Gonzalez, though? He stayed very patient and poised. He was establishing range the whole time. Although Kelley has that fire in him, you can tell. As I was saying before, he told me he wants to cause violence, and that is very apparent from that first round. One thing in between these rounds, it's always gold what your coaches are telling you in between, how they're motivating you, the words you need to hear. It's all very important. Whether you're winning the round or losing the round, the motivation must stay consistent with your coaches.
Yeah, and it's going to be different for every fighter. Some guys need to be yelled at. Some guys prefer non-chaotic. I should say like non-extreme advice unless it's necessary. It's important to know your fighter.
I do know that Kelley is wanting to get a second round finish. That's what he's looking for. Get warm in the first, look for the finish in the second.
You know, it's always good to set goals, especially, you know, finishing goals, but that can be so hard to actually hone in on.
Also, when you plan on finishing and it doesn't go to fruition, you start to kind of doubt. So it's good to just plan for the 3-round banger.
That's right.
Well, that was a good entry on a level change from Kelley.
Yeah, he threw that right hand as he changed levels and scooped that leg up.
The side control positioning from him, he's landed there twice already, so he's got a good solid base in understanding where to go after the takedown happens.
Yeah, he's just plugging that right side crossface in, using his shoulder to kind of keep the neck of Gonzalez flat.
Oh,
Transitions to full mount. This Kelley.
I like the hip pressure from Kelley and the feet crossed into the legs.
Yeah, but you guys see Gonzalez's hands go right to the hip bones, create some space.
It's one thing about the excitement of fighting. You want to throw punches so hard you forget to establish that position better. Looks like Kelley is taking his time, though.
Yeah, he's trying to skate around the guard of Gonzalez, which he's successfully done.
Side control is better than mount. Gonzalez is doing the correct things. Let's see if he can feed that underhook through. So hard from the top because you have to make that choice. When do I pepper the shots in, and when do I control? And on the bottom, you only have one job. That job is to get up.
And Gonzalez is making that attempt now. He's halfway out of there. That left side of his body, his left leg is, you know, not hooked, but that seatbelt grip does prevent him from turning. Now he's got full back exposure to Kelley.
Now, I do know that he's been training at GB West Chase, and that is a gym of grapplers. So if he's spent any time here, we're going to see some experience show through.
Yeah, Pedro Mourinho, one of their most prolific competitors. It's funny, before New Wave and B Team moved to Texas, GB West Chase was the best competition grappling team in Texas.
Agreed.
Now I'd simply put him in the top 3, which is still a super accolade.
I'll tell you, I've never had an easy round at GB West Chase.
No.
I'd like to see a little more head pressure from both these guys.
Nice. You see Kelley backing out, taking a deep breath, but I mean, naturally, he's just using a lot of wrestling, and you know, he's scoring a lot of control time with it.
He's still throwing the bigger shots as well. That Gonzalez is very poised, though. He's on his, he's coming forward. He's on his jab. Good second round. Again, very close second round. I do believe the top pressure from Kelley may have given him that round.
Yeah, I'd say Kelley wins that round pretty clearly. The striking was even, you know, at best, and Kelley had the takedown and the top control time, the back take. That should be a pretty clear 10-9 for Kelley. Personally, for what it's worth, which is not much, I had Gonzalez winning round 1. This is a very common 1-1 going into 3.
Also knowing both of these guys are coming off of losses, unfortunately. But, you know, Kelley's first amateur debut was for a title fight. So, I mean, he had big opportunities presented to him in the very beginning. So I don't see this as being a nervous 0-1.
I remember that. I think he got guillotined.
Yes, he
quickly.
did get guillotined.
I was there for that fight. It was for a different promotion. But, man, his opponent was really crafty. Obviously, he was fighting for a belt.
Yes.
You know, so my assumption on that one is he was probably thrown in short notice. And that's a super valuable experience, especially as an amateur, you know. An amateur loss fighting for a belt as your first fight really isn't, you know, there's a lot more scenarios that are worse.
you prove something to yourself when you take short notice fights.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
So I think Kelley was just in the middle of throwing a strike while he got front kicked, so it more made him slip, opposed to dropped him. But, I mean, these are some of the best shots Gonzalez has landed so far.
And I've noticed that Kelley likes to stay on his back foot. It looks like he wants to take the counter-striking options.
Yeah, maybe try to rope him in and then punch and shoot.
Yes. And again, Gonzalez just on that front foot, just staying forward, staying on his jab, very poised. I mean, honestly, an amateur looking like a pro with the way he's moving. I would like to see Gonzalez go for a takedown. He is a blue belt, so in these early amateurs, that's a big thing. You're not going to run into an O brown belt very often.
Yeah, back in the day, if you were a jiu-jitsu black belt, you had to fight pro. No one would ever fight you as an amateur. Nowadays, I've known many black belts to fight as amateurs. Just because it should show the pool of fighters has grown. The level of the fighters has certainly grown.
We got Kelley on top with another takedown. Again,
Yeah.
his pressure on top. I do like it. The way his forehead is in. He's actively using his hands to feed himself into side control.
Yeah, the striking's been great in this fight, but relatively even. I think it's the wrestling and top control time of Kelley that's kind of making the difference.
It's hard as a striker when you know you're coming forward and you feel like you're doing better, and then takedowns are kind of where you're getting squared out.
Yeah, and Gonzalez is doing a good job getting up. I mean, he's not spending too much time in these bottom positions. Good job stuffing the head.
That was a beautiful entry. Very good on that stuff. You can see the fatigue starting to set in a little bit with these boys with their hands a little bit low. But both of them still in it, very in each other's face. It does look like Kelley's getting a little bit caught on the hooks and not the straights.
Yeah, the pressure is doing Gonzalez well in this third round. I mean, we don't have much time left at all.
Beautiful, beautiful following through on that takedown. Right back to where he wants to be, top side control.
Yeah, that was a big finish for Kelley. Man, I'm telling you, I think the takedowns and just top control time. Oh, they honked the horn, but the horn didn't honk. It was good. So it was great communication. I'll tell you, Joe Solis has been in the mix a long time. He actually reffed one of my fighters on Friday. And my boy made his pro debut, got a 7-second stone-cold knockout. And Joe dove in between them, hit an awesome front flip. And he makes sure these fighters are safe. Like right there, he heard the 10-second clap. He kind of honked the horn. And then Joe looked at him, and the guy gave him like the, hey, the round's over motion. That was really good, good levels of communication between the referee and the fighters and the referee and the officials.
Yeah. One thing about the refs is I think it's a mutual agreement with every fighter no matter what. Like, you're totally allowed to tackle me if you need to.
Oh, hell yeah. If you're getting tackled, that usually means you knocked him out, which is fantastic. Or you super fouled him, and there's not a lot of in between. No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, getting tackled by the ref is almost always best case scenario.
I do know that a very long time ago in UFC Fight, I believe it was UFC Fight, Big John McCarthy.
He headbutted the guy and broke his nose, and the guy was extra upset, as he should have been. We're talking like UFC like 2 or 3. Yeah. But no, yeah, Big John dives in to stop a TKO, and he headbutts the guy and breaks the guy's nose.
The guy was so upset he couldn't celebrate his victory.
No, he was, yeah, that was a weird one. But to be fair, Big John is literally the best in the business, and he truly, paved the way for all these other refs. So it's better the pioneers make the mistakes so the newer guys don't.
At this point, I've broken my nose so many times, I'd let him break my nose if I got a KO or a TKO.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. It can happen without it. All right, we got the decision. Let's make this one official. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by DeNunaLawFirm.com. Judge Ryan Thompson scores the fight 29-28 Gonzalez. Judge Danielle Guevara scores the fight 29-28, Kelley. And Judge Eva Beltran scores the fight 29-28, declaring your winner by split decision, Brett Leprechaun Kelley.
Yeah, congratulations to Brett Kelley. I mean, razor close fight. Striking was good. I think the pressure and damage maybe was on Gonzalez's end, but the striking and wrestling and top control of Kelley was the factor. Great fight to open up this Fury Amateur Series card.
I've just been informed we're going to take a